Welcome to Vegas Live with Ninon. Thank you for tuning in and enjoy the show. Well, welcome back again to Vegas Live with Ninon. You know, we can't be kept down. I know everything's 25% and to go into restaurants, and that's why we're not at the Pepper Mill, because if we went into the Pepper Mill, we'd take up the whole room and they'd probably have to close the door, and then the governor would close them down completely because we're over, you know. It's all become very, very difficult, but at the same time, we can work around it. And because of the two ladies next to me, which is Cynthia and Temple, they've actually come and they've joined Quirky Minds Media, and they're helping out here. Well, the first thing they both did was clean the whole place up. I've never seen a place so clean. So I'm going to give them my address at home. Maybe I'll get the same thing done. Get my house cleaned up. Cynthia, how are you?
I am very well.
Now, you were on my show before.
Yes, I was.
And you had a book out then. You don't have your book with you now. But,
no,
that's
I
right.
don't.
No, have you written another book since then?
Yes, I'm an inspirational speaker and an author. And my first book that we talked about was Me, Myself, and I, which was the realities of living with a prosthetic eye. And that kind
prosthetic eye means that obviously you only really see with one eye, though
Correct.
You looked extremely normal and how everything should be, which is, you must be very thankful and grateful for that.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I lost it when I was 17, and I had a great doctor and a great
17 years
ocularist.
old. So you knew normal.
Yes.
And but there's still normal for you, though, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I think that's a key. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, a disability is also defined as a handicap, and a handicap can be an added advantage
I was going to say,
or
sometimes,
disadvantage.
you know where I found that out? I found that out when I was doing a show, and it was for the deaf and hearing impaired. And it was amazing, and it was the younger generation, how they used to talk about it, and they say, oh, no, I love being deaf, and I love this. And you don't, as a person that can hear, you don't look at it that way, but it is that way. Temple, how are you doing?
I'm great.
Doesn't she look beautiful?
Yes.
Now, you're the one also that has come into the arena.
I have.
This is your first time on my show,
Yes,
which is fabulous.
But I've heard about you.
You've
You've had a lot of my friends on.
Yes,
so
have I?
yes.
Oh, good. Have they liked it?
Everybody loves you.
How cool
Yes.
is that? I love it. Oh, that is so cool. Because you know why? There's two things in this entire world that everybody wants. One is music, and the other is love. And that's why you have a lot of people that love the dogs, because they don't have anybody else, so they have an animal that loves them.
Right.
It's funny how those are the two things in this entire world that is all over the world. It's the want to be loved. You have children to love you. You have everything. You try to find a husband, or you have a husband, and you want that love. Everything is connected with this love and the music, and we can't seem to live without. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
It is.
When you really think about what life, you come down to the nitty-gritty of it. Actually, with this COVID-19, I think we've definitely come down to the nitty-gritty. Have we not come down to the nitty-gritty
Yes.
of it?
Yes.
Yes.
And smiles
Okay.
are universal, which I also love.
Yeah,
that
smiles.
part.
Yeah, I love smiles. I'm always sort of, everybody says to me, you're always happy. You've always got that spirit. That's how I am. Temple, what do you do? What is your forte in life?
I am an author. I publish.
As well?
Yeah. That's how I
Yes.
know Cynthia, is through our books that
Oh,
brought us
so
together.
they brought you together.
Yes, yes.
In what way did that bring you together? Because she writes a little different book because of
Yeah,
what she
does. We were both members of a local writers group,
Okay.
Coffee House Tours.
Yeah.
And she said, come on, let's be part of this. And it helps us
Awesome.
promote, and we get signings and meet other local independent authors. And there's some chapters that are outside of Vegas, too. So
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So that's how we met. Mm-hmm. And then she said, why don't you come on in and meet James and talk about Quirky Minds Media? And
Now, let's talk about James Kelly.
Let's.
James Kelly is kind of another one of my angels.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
He's a kind of an angel, and I met him through actually my producer, Steve Sebo, and he's my producer and has been for quite some time. And because we didn't have anywhere to film, and we were trying to find one location, and then we came into this location, so everything became sort of together. Yeah. So Quirky Minds Media has become very dear to my heart, because in this pandemic, there's a lot of everybody's for their own and did this, and then they don't want to go out and they don't want to do this. And he opened his heart up. So there are people out there that will open their heart up. And, Temple and Cynthia, I'm going to get your name right, Cynthia. I'll get it right soon. Cynthia, they've when they were in here, I was surprised to see them because you've been on my show before.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's opened his heart up to you. But James Kelly is also an author.
Yes, he is.
He's an author. He's podcast. He does filming. He does my show. and you've both come in. So I just want to let the world know out there that there are people, if you reach out, it's kind of a give and take thing.
Yeah.
You give and you take. So he's now invited you into his realm, and now you're both working here.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what are you... See, Quirky Minds Media is expanding. In fact, we even made the green screen has even become bigger. We just did a green screen actually thing, and so you really know we have to put a background up here. But this is what a green screen really is. You can put any background you want up there. Yeah. So now you've come in here. What is your position with Quirky Minds Media?
We were just talking about that at a meeting yesterday, and Cynthia and I and Johnny are executive producers at Quirky Minds Media, which means we're going to help in any way we can with the podcasts and the shows that come in to be part of it. The show's
been my show too.
Right.
Johnny has just been, he's been incredible because we've now gone on radio. Now, I don't know if either one of you know all the radio stations we're on. Do you know what they are? I know that we're on Google. Can you name
Google Podcast? You're on Spreaker. We're on, oh good God,
Apple?
There's so many. We're on Apple TV.
Yeah.
Or, Apple.
The one that's in India.
Yes,
and then we're on Savan in India.
Yeah.
So we're getting out there and it's becoming very, very large. Now, Johnny, who is part of Quirky Minds Media as well, he's part of the team. And I think Steve has we've all become part of the team here. And it's working very, very well. But he's now downloading all my shows so that we can get all the shows onto MP3. I picked that up somewhere because I think that's the right abbreviation.
That's correct, yes.
I'm learning.
Yes, yeah.
And then those actually start going on to the, they go actually onto all the radio stations and everything. Yep. And so I've got all these different, I think there's screens up on the internet.
Right.
Is that correct?
Right.
What are they?
Well, they're just icons that you can hit for each one of the distribution outlets.
Okay.
And then when you hit that, then it will show all of your shows that are currently up.
Yes.
And that's what we also do. We help with putting shows, actually getting them on for distribution. And if anyone needs help editing, we'll be able to do that as well.
Yeah, because you both learned editing as well, which you didn't know before.
No.
Now, this is what James is teaching them and teaching me. Well, I did editing before. I happen to love editing.
It's fun.
I love it.
It's fun.
Because I used to go to the actual screen. I would take just one frame out.
And that's what we do.
They said, Ninon, you don't have to take that. I said, I have to take that one frame out because it can ruin the whole thing.
Right.
And it's easy to take a frame out, But it is concentrating. You have to really, really concentrate and get the needle up to the right place. Oh,
when you get it right.
You have to get it right. But when you get it right and you see it streaming, it's amazing. Yeah. There was a woman called Carol Donahue. She worked with the school system in Los Angeles, and I made her a little commercial for what she was doing, which was obesity. She was taking, and she had this whole program, and I cut it down to like 2.5 minutes or something. I did that in, I think it was early 2001. She still uses it to this day.
Cool.
It works so well.
Yeah.
And she said, it work very, very well, even for the generation now. So what are your two goals? What are your goals? You're kind of opening up, aren't you?
Well, we have a show together, and it's called 1,000,001 Things, because it's cool to know stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
We really wanted to make it something that was light and fun and different subjects. We didn't really want to be tied in. That's what we love about your show, because you interview
across
everyone.
the board. Yeah, across the board. Yes.
And we wanted to do that together as co-hosts. And then Temple has an idea for a show she wants to host on her own, and I want to do one called Invisible Disabilities, because I think
you'll be great at that. Because the book her book is fabulous. But you will be great at that, because you don't need to read anything, you don't need to do anything. You actually have the experience.
Yes, and I wanted to open it up to everybody who had a disability, because a lot of us, as writers, we both judge books by their covers, but you can't judge people that way because there's so much going on inside that we'll never know.
Yeah.
And I want to give it a light perspective and try to give the positives of
the
it.
positive side of having a disability, whatever that disability may be, because
Exactly.
all of us have something different. I'm sure I have a few disabilities floating around somewhere. Yeah. We all have them.
Yeah.
Whether they're inside or outside, or you can see them, or what doesn't make any difference. We all have that little insecurity part of our life. And I've always wondered why most people knock themselves. Most people knock themselves rather than saying, well, I'm good at this and I'm good at that. Because God gave us a gift. God gave every single person on this living earth a gift.
Yep.
And it's just a matter of you finding that gift.
Right.
And sometimes it takes a little longer than other times. But everybody is maybe not perfect. I'm not perfect. None of us are perfect. But at least try the best we can and use what we have. And you're both doing that.
And her new show is going to be fun,
what's your
too.
new show?
Well, it's called The Curious Life of, and then you just insert whoever is going to be on the show.
Oh, really?
And
so when you interview me?
Yeah, exactly.
I would love to have you.
I'd like to know about my show. I'd like to know who I am.
Yeah.
Ninon, who are you?
Oh, we'll get there. Well, everyone has a
Everybody
curious
has someone.
life. They have a
Everybody has
story.
something. Yes, everybody.
And-
Behind every face, there's a story.
Right, and a lot
That
of
was
times...
Oprah Winfrey's statement, by the way.
Yeah. And everyone doesn't necessarily share their story, or maybe we take for granted.
Are they embarrassed by their story?
Right, or we take for granted people's stories.
Yes.
Like I happen
we know
to
them, but we don't really know them.
Right. I know someone who makes toilet paper, and that's a big deal now because of toilet paper being.
I often wonder, why did everybody suddenly want to buy toilet paper?
I don't know.
But
it was good
I
for
could
that
think of
person.
Kleenex. I could think of I can think of water. But I think toilet paper was like, what gives with this toilet paper?
Right.
What was
Right.
it? Do you know?
Just
I
being
guess
stuck
we
at
don't
home.
have Sears
We all want to
catalogs
be-
to fall back on. I don't know.
Sears catalogue. That's what they sold. Toilet paper. You get 10 rolls for this.
Well, in the olden days, they would use whatever paper was handy, and a lot of times it was, old newspapers or whatever. So
Sure.
maybe that was
I
the
guess
reason.
so.
I
never
have no
thought of it
idea.
in
In the
that way.
outhouses.
Yeah, I
guess
really
so.
don't know.
No, so they were all very particular. I would have thought more of washing hands and more of being clean. Well, I guess toilet rolls would do that. So
I have
anyway,
no idea.
I don't think anybody does. I mean, that could be a great quiz question. Why was it toilet rolls?
I have
Right.
no idea.
COVID-19 and the toilet roll.
I was beginning to wonder if everybody was just, wallpapering their homes with it, for heaven's
What
sake.
a brilliant idea. Oh, what a great idea. You could do your whole bathroom in toilet rolls. Sticking it. And then if one gets ruined, you just clean it off because, they're little tiny ones. You don't have to clean the whole wall.
Square.
You have to clean. My talent, my lady that does the talent, Lynn, she's looking at me, she's laughing, she says, Nina, what's this whole conversation about toilet rolls? It's funny. All right, what else do you do? Change the subject. So,
Well, the show with Cynthia, and then if I can get mine up and going, hopefully soon. And then I'm just...
now, what is holding you back?
Time.
Okay.
Yeah,
Why?
time. Because
Just
I'm working
learning.
on my dad's memoir. So
okay. So that's why. And 'cause
Yeah.
everybody means it's just, well, maybe I'll do it in a month or 2 weeks. And I would say, why? I never know.
Oh, yeah.
Why not now?
Normally, I am that person. Why
Yeah.
not now?
Well, why not now?
normally I would talk myself out of it.
But
'cause
no,
I'm
you're already
scared.
doing something.
Right.
Are you
that's
scared?
Why we...
Are you scared?
Not anymore, because Cynthia and I dove in.
Okay.
And,
Yeah.
and we're
So
doing
now
our show.
you've broken that little sort of
And
link.
James is one of those people that's like, you can do this. Let's just do it. How do you know if you don't know how to do it?
if you don't do it,
right?
Yeah, well, that's typical
Yeah.
him. He's
Right.
like that. He's
so
very,
it's a safe space here to be creative, and so now it's just a matter of I have all these ideas and just getting
So-
everything done first to get to the new stuff.
So, Quirky Minds Media. What have they done? Are we all quirky minds? Of course we are.
All of us.
But has it not opened up a whole new thing for both of you?
Yeah.
It definitely has, and,
Yeah.
and like she said, we both have really other commitments and everything. Like you ask about the books, well, I've written 4, and I'm working on a 5th.
On the 5th book.
So again, there's a lot going on in both of our lives. We
Yes.
both are married. We have home commitments and all that kind of thing. But this is an absolute love, and to be quite truthful, I've known James for a few years, and I just love him. And we work together on the board of Coffee House Tours, and we just clicked. And it's really weird because we'll be thinking, and I'll say something,
sort of
and she's like, "That's exactly what I was going to say."
Well, that's how it works. And when you
yeah.
get that meeting, kind of, it's like my team. We have this lovely team together now, and it just works.
Yeah.
And when
Right.
it works. You don't have
And
to.
it's fun.
Everybody knows what they're supposed to do, and we all do it. And if we've got a problem, we contact each other, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But when it works, it works. So what I guess we're trying to do with this particular show is obviously we're promoting Quirky Minds Media, absolutely, and of course my team, Vegas Live with Ninon as well. But it's all sort of you don't have to fall through the cracks. You can still keep moving.
yeah.
Just find that little place to go to, or even go to Zoom. Do anything, but don't sort of wait for someone to come along.
Right.
You've got to make it happen.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for both of you. How can anybody reach you?
I am
Temple?
at templekinyon.com is my website, and through Quirky Minds Media.
Okay.
That is where the show stuff is at. Is at All Aspects Radio Network.
And you have any books out?
I do. It's called The Button Boxes by Temple Kinyon, and it can be found everywhere.
Absolutely
Yeah.
wonderful. That means Amazon and all the above. Although I believe that the owner of Amazon has just stepped down and he's given his. He still owns the company. It's still his company, and he's been trying to do this for the last 8 years. It's not everybody thinks, he thought of this idea yesterday. No, it's been going on about 8 years to find somebody to take charge of it. So And now, what about you? How can people reach you?
Well, there's two ways. We do have our show, 1,000,001things.com, and they can go on there, and we have our email, which is 1,000,001thingsshow.com. And if they want to reach me directly, it's CynthiaLDeBoer.com. And
amazing,
that's where you can find
absolutely
my books.
amazing. It's great having them on. Also, it's great to be here, and I just want to thank all my viewers out there, because if it wasn't for you, as my favorite saying is, nothing happens without you. So if you don't watch my show, we don't have a show. So it's amazing. I just want to thank all of you. At the meantime, go to YouTube and subscribe, Vegas Live with Ninon. We will be back with our next guest. Take care.